Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to UB tutorial classes. In previous class, we studied about listening skills and its sub-skills and also the importance of listening skills. Dear students, in this class, we are going to learn speaking skills. Speaking is an act of making vocal sounds. We can say that speaking means to converse or expressing one's thoughts and feelings in spoken language. To speak often implies conveying information. It may be from an informal remark to a scholarly presentation to a formal address. So now let's come to the point, dear students. What is meant by speaking skills? Speaking skills are the skills that give us the ability to communicate effectively. And these skills allow the speaker to convey his message in a passionate, thoughtful, and convincing manner. Speaking skills also help to assure that one won't be misunderstood by those who are listening. Dear students, there are three kinds of speaking situations in which we find ourselves. The first one is interactive speaking. Situations include face-to-face conversations and telephone calls in which we are alternately listening and speaking, and in which we have a chance to ask for clarification, repetition, or slower speech from our conversation partner. And the second one is partially interactive, such as when giving a speech to a live audience where the convention is that the audience does not interrupt the speech. The speaker nevertheless can see the audience and judge from the expressions on their faces and body language whether or not he or she is being understood. And the third one is, and the main aspect and the main point is non-interactive, such as when recording a speech for a radio broadcast or recording a video. Dear students, there are mainly 4 sub-skills are there in speaking skills. They are fluency, vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. Fluency. Dear students, if you know minimum 3000 words in English, you can speak a normal English but not fluent English. But if you want to speak in fluent English in English, you should be knowing 10,000 words in English. And second one is vocabulary. Vocabulary is the most important aspect in learning language or speaking skill, my friends, because vocabulary, if we have a lot of vocabulary, we can speak fluency in language. And the grammar is the most important thing in learning languages, because without grammar we cannot construct a meaningful sentences. The next one is pronunciation. Pronunciation means, we call in Kannada uchcharane. It means how to produce the sounds, because if the teacher teacher says a wrong word in a classroom, the student will learn that. So the teachers should be careful about the pronunciation of the words. And the main important aspect, what are the importance of these speaking skills? Okay, first one is help create understanding and help expresses oneself to others, and also help a person grow socially in his personal and professional life. The last point, help avoid conflicts. Not only these important sub-skills, importance of speaking skills, and also some other words are there, some other statements are there, some other sentences are there. They are, for example, some other importance of speaking skills are most obvious skill and most interactive skill, and develops understanding through communication, develops interpersonal skills, it called team working, and also used in assessment. Dear students, these are the importance of speaking skills. And the main aspect, when we are going to speak with someone or when we are going to communicate with some other persons, we should be careful. We should be understand some points of the speaking skills. They are, the first one is articulation. What is meant by articulation? Articulation refers to making sounds. The production of sounds involves the coordinated movements of the lips, tongue, teeth, palate, and respiratory system we call lungs. There are also many different nerves and muscles used for speech. Articulation is called a phonetics. Phonetics is also a science. For example, phonetics is a study of production of sounds, dear students. So, the first one is articulation. Now let's come to the second one is pronunciation. Pronunciation is the way in which a word or a language is spoken. This may refer to generally agreed upon sequences of sounds used in speaking a given word or language in a specific dialect. Or it will be, say in another one meaning, simply the way a particular individual speaks a word or language. Contested or widely mispronounced words are typically verified by the sources from which they originate, such as names of cities and towns, or the word GIF. GIF means its long form, or the abbreviations is graphics interchange format. A word can be spoken in different ways by various individuals or groups, depending on many factors such as the duration of the cultural exposure of their childhood, the location of their current residence, speech or voice disorders, their ethnic group, their social class, or their education. And the next point is stress. In phonetics, stress is the degree of emphasis given a sound or syllable in speech, also called lexical stress or word stress. Stress, its meaning in Kannada, what we call that? We learnt in Kannada grammar, lagu guru. The same thing is here in English. Unlike some other languages, English has variable, it means or flexible stress. This means that stress patterns can help distinguish the meanings of two words or phrases that otherwise appear to be the same. And the next point is articulation. Articulation refers to making sounds. The production of sounds involves the coordinated movements of the lips, tongue, teeth, palate, and respiratory system. There are also many different nerves and muscles used for speech. And the last one is intonation. The entire variation of pitch while speaking is called intonation. A very obvious difference in intonation can be observed while looking at statements and questions. Intonation also deals with the stress of words. Words are stressed to make a certain emphasis. A sentence can be spoken differently depending on the speaker's intention. And the next point is rhythm. In phonetics, rhythm is the sense of movement in speech, marked by the stress, timing, and quantity of syllables. And adjective is rhythmic. In poetics, rhythm is the recurring alternation of strong and weak elements in the flow of sound and silence in sentences or lines of words. And the next point and the last point of which is related to the speaking skills are materials for developing speaking skills. We can classify four kinds of materials for developing speaking skills and its subkinds. For example, methodological trends, framework, effective material, and further discussion. These are the main things or the main classification of materials for developing speaking skills. We can classify one by one. Methodological trends, we can classify it into another one part, communicative approach such as framework. It is also classified by some other points. The first one is conceptualizing learners' needs. The second one is identifying subject matter and communication situations. And the third one is identifying verbal communication strategies. And the fourth one is utilizing verbal sources from real life. And the last point of the framework is designing skill acquiring task. And such as we can classify the effective materials into some other points. They are, first one is share and process information. Second one is control meaningness. Third one is choose how to participate. And fourth one is utilize affectivity. And the fifth one and the last one is utilize individual knowledge. The last point is further discussions. The need for reflection of learner's identity and the need for cultural localization of materials. Dear students, it's all about your speaking skills. Yes, in the class we are learned about what is meant by speaking skills, what are the sub skills of speaking skills, then what are the importance of sub skills, and what are the materials and sources of speaking skills. Dear students, we shall continue in next period, and